here for a little friend chit chat with you today. Got the boy here. He's here hanging out with me. I want to talk about the word intense because it's a word that people have used to describe, and you know, back in the day used to describe me for my values and convictions and things like that. And this happens a lot in dating. I've talked with many women over the years who have been labeled intense by guys, and that's the reason guys didn't want to date them, and even in friendships. So I wanted to chat with you briefly as friends today about this and just share a little encouragement for your heart if this has ever happened to you or happens to you in the future. When you're told that you're intense, right? Your values, your morals, your convictions, your love for your faith, your choice to live chastely, all of those things can be labeled as intense. And it really can sting, especially, you know, in dating when a guy says that to you. He doesn't want to date you, you know, because everything that you believe or, you know, these morals that you hold are intense. It's really hard not to take it personally. But that's the first thing that I want you to know, is that it is not a thing that we should take personally, right? And it sounds so cheesy to say, but you should take it as a compliment. And here's why. I know that sounds like, oh my gosh, that's so cheesy. But here's why. The world sees, if you're a woman who upholds morals and values and, you know, you're saving sex for marriage, or you're passionate about your faith or whatever it is, in case you missed it, a lot of the world is just a go with the flow situation these days. Don't swim upstream, you know, don't stand for anything essentially. But when you are called intense, right? Labeled as intense for your values, for your beliefs, for whatever that may be, that means you stand for something. It means that you have these values and morals that might go against the culture, and that means you are not a woman who just like goes with the flow and goes with what everybody else is doing. It's the reality is that so many people water themselves down these days. All of us are guilty of it here and there at different times, to be liked, to feel like they belong, to be affirmed, whatever it might be. But when someone says you're intense, it means you are not watering yourself down so that someone will like you. It means you're not watering yourself down so you can fit in or feel like you belong. It means that you really are standing on your 2 feet, confident in who you are, confident in what you believe, which I want to instill in you guys all the time. And that's different these days. That's really different. And that's why it's a beautiful thing to be labeled as such, because it's a beautiful, commendable thing to stand for something. It's a beautiful, commendable thing to have values. It's a beautiful, commendable thing to be a woman who's willing to swim upstream, to go against the tides of our culture, to go against our dating culture that says, you know, sex is meaningless and whatever about everything. That's why the label of being intense is a thing, especially right now. And that's why I just wanted to give you this video to come back to, if this ever happens to you, to know that it is a good thing to stand for something. And that in our culture of, you know, you think of like, it's like having coffee. It's like drinking coffee. You drink black coffee and it's like, wow, that's really intense. But in order for it to be more tolerable, people put sugar in it and people put sweetener in it. Pumpkin spice pie, spice creamer. I love pumpkin iced coffee. People sweeten it up in order for it to be more tolerable and more, you know, likable, right? I read a quote once that said, I like people like I like my coffee, as strong could be, just as it is. And that's what I want you to be. And this isn't a matter of being brash and aggressive. We've talked about this a lot. It's not a matter of being brash and aggressive. It's a matter of being confident. Like I shared in the Crazy Taquito video a little while back about, you know, leading with who you are and what matters to you. It's the same thing. And if those things are labeled as intense, especially in dating, he's not the guy for you. That the man that you want to be dating is the one who says, wow, she really, like, she knows who she is and what she wants and where she's going, and she really stands for something, and that's an attractive thing. That's one of the things that attracted Daniel most to me, was that I really stood for something. And he wrote that in the first letter that he ever wrote me, was that he loved that I like had these values and had these morals, and he found that very attractive. And so I just wanted to give you that encouragement today, that if anyone ever uses that word or any word in that family of intensity, too much, etc., and so on and so forth, honestly and truly, in the least cheesy way, take it as a compliment. Hear them telling you, you're a woman who stands for something, and that is not common in this day and age. It is a good thing to go against the flow, and it is a good thing to stand for something, and I never want you to forget that. So that's our little chat for today. From my heart to yours, you keep that heart up, and we will talk soon. Bye.